Welcome, everybody. This is Financial Speaking with Jason LaBarge, and we're having another great episode. I'm excited today. We're joined by Jessie Ringel. She
Hi.
just recently celebrated her 10-year, a decade at LaBarge Financial. She was one of our first hires, original hire. So we're going to take some time today and have you get to know her a little bit. You'll get to know a little bit of the history of the firm, which I think is great for everyone to see. We're also going to talk about what we think are traits of a good employee. So we'll go through, we've seen several of them. So we'll get a lot of good feedback from Jessie. Welcome, Jessie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
10 years.
10 years.
It's been a long 10 years.
Long time. Thanks for putting up with me.
Well, you said right back at you. What was I going to say? I can't think of the word.
Likewise or something?
Likewise,
Yeah.
yeah. Touche. No, it was At any rate, you put up with each other for 10 years. Gosh, there's people we know that haven't been married that long.
Yeah.
And but no, you've been great. And why don't you tell our audience just a little bit about yourself?
So I'm born and raised in Arnold. Graduated from Broadneck High School. My husband went to Old Mill. I have two kids, one in middle school and one in high school. Both going to the middle and high school that I went to. A lot of sports takes up a lot of my time outside of here. Work really hard here. Jason makes working hard easy. And that's one of many things that is attributed to a decade somewhere, which is really cool to be able to celebrate. But I always say that this is my second job, and my first job is being a mom and a wife.
Yeah. But you played sports. You were softball.
I was a softball player. Yep, varsity 4 years at Broadneck High School. I was a pitcher.
You're a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And you started playing softball when?
I was 6 probably.
Okay.
Started playing travel at 8. And I didn't know any different.
Right.
It's all that I ever knew. I don't remember playing rec. I'm sure I did. But we traveled. There was no league. So every weekend was a tournament up and down the East Coast. And my younger sister played the same. My older sister, not as competitively, but played also. And I don't know that I knew how, because travel sports back then is different than it was now.
Sure.
But I didn't know that it was any different.
So there wasn't a league. It was just.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So there weren't games for softball.
It was just tournaments.
It was just tournaments. So we'd March through July, we'd take 2 weeks off, have tryouts again. We would practice through the fall. There was no fall season. We'd go indoors and have Sunday workouts during the winter up at Northeast High School. And then, March, snow, rain.
Is there a league now?
I don't think so. There might be. My daughter never got into softball, so I don't know what the softball world is like. I do know that it is much more common. Like, you see a lot more travel organizations than you did when I played.
Sure.
It was almost kind of like underground.
I never played. You never did. What's some of the big women's sports around here? Field hockey.
Mm-mm. Nope,
all
never did
softball.
No, I tried soccer, but I had asthma, so that didn't really work out well. I wasn't fast or tall enough for basketball, but my dad coached me in that too.
Nice. But softball was your thing.
Softball was my thing.
Could you hit?
No, if I wasn't a pitcher, I wouldn't have played at the level I played at.
So you didn't hit. It's kind of like.
I mean, I did. I would bat, but I wasn't a big hitter.
And that was okay because you were a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
So you bat ninth.
Yeah. Or they'd have a DH for me, which was also fine.
So they had DHs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you never batted, or you rarely hit.
I would, but I don't feel like I would bat as often as I would pitch.
Was that unique for pitching?
Fun.
For pitchers?
No, I mean, when I think back to the girls that I played with, but also like the stereotypical softball player is like a hardier build than I was. I was very small. And so I didn't have a lot of power. And so that's kind of what was different for me with pitching was I was little and I would get underestimated and then I'd pitch so fast and they wouldn't expect it. But then I feel like at like 15 or 16, I kind of plateaued at that point. And the girls that either started later than I did, or the girls that were just bigger than me kind of. But I played travel for 10 years.
When I grew up, the pitcher was oftentimes the best player.
Really?
The pitcher and the batter, yeah, for baseball.
Well, my attitude sure wasn't. It took some maturing for sure.
Huh. But you miss it?
I do. Yeah. Joe and I played in a co-ed league.
A beer league?
A couple years ago. And well, so the beer leagues is more so like home run city. And so
Sure.
this, like, you couldn't hit home runs. You had to have, and it was cool because I remember growing up, my parents playing co-ed softball. And so when we weren't at our softball games, we were running barefoot at their softball
That's
games.
cool.
So Joe and I did that one season.
Did he play? Did he play baseball?
He played baseball and soccer, yeah.
Was he more of a baseball player or more of a soccer player?
More of a baseball player, I would say.
Because he loves baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. So you played that through high school.
Yep.
And then after high school, at one point you went to Verizon. You made it to Verizon.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, so
Sure.
I took some classes in college, and like the classes that I enjoyed didn't really like seem to come to anything that I would want to do.
Sure.
So I was wanting independence, so I got a job at Verizon. And
So Verizon was one of your first. So you've had 2 jobs your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Like two real jobs.
Yeah, two real jobs.
In high
Yep.
school, maybe you did some stuff or whatever. But
Yeah, I had a couple of jobs through college. I had 2 or 3 jobs waiting tables and working at a paper store, which was really
you've
fun.
had Verizon in here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Verizon was 8 years. And I got laid off from there, and I tried to do the stay-at-home mom thing for about 9 months. And I love my kids, but
Yeah,
I don't
gotta
like
go to
them
work.
enough to stay
Gotta
home all
go to
day.
work. Gotta go to work. You love them enough to go to work.
Yeah.
So
then
you
I
did
found
that for
you.
8 months. Then you applied with Brian.
Uh-huh.
Brian hires somebody else, but then tells me to call you.
Yeah.
And
Best thing that ever happened to me
it
was not
just-
getting a job.
Yes. And then you come in that day, and I literally say, "Do you want to come to the Christmas party?"
Yeah,
Was it one interview?
It wasn't even like an interview. It was more so just like, okay, well, like, what if I paid you this, and like I'm gonna pace because I think better that way. And I was like, okay.
I've been moving around ever since.
Yeah, like walking back and forth, and it wasn't even really like an interview. Like, you asked me some questions, but it was more so just kind of like, okay, we're gonna do this thing, but like, what does it look like? Like, what hours can you work? Because you got young kids. Because my kids were 2 and 4, I think.
How old are my kids? My kids were 4 and
So no,
Xavier?
'cause Xavier must have been a baby.
yeah,
Because he's
Isaac
about a
would have
year
been
younger
4.
than Joey. Yeah, like 3. Because our kids are stair step. So it goes Kylie, Isaac, Joey, Xavier.
Kylie's
a
older
year.
than Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, so it's like a year between each of them.
Huh.
Joey's like dead smack 18 months
'Cause
between
he's
Isaac
closest
and
to
Xavier.
Xavier. Or he's in between Isaac and Xavier.
Mm-hmm. Like dead center.
Kylie's older than Isaac, huh?
Yeah, by like 10 months. So not a lot.
I'll be darned. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
38.
How old am I?
40.
So you had kids young.
Yeah, I was 20.
But not
I
super young,
turned 23, and then I had Kylie 6 days later.
but- So then you did I hire you that day, or when did you come to the Christmas party?
So you hired me that day, but it took about 2 weeks to do like background and all of that. I started on a Monday, and the Christmas party was Thursday.
So it wasn't the same day. I guess
No,
in
it
my
was
mind,
that
it was
week,
it
but
was the
that
same
like
week.
became our thing. Like there were like
It was.
5 or 6 people
It was.
that did that same thing where it was like the Christmas party was within a week.
What was I
was
like
so-
in the beginning?
Everywhere. What are you doing? Where are you going? Who is that? Like, so like if the phone was ringing and I wasn't there, you would like answer the phone, which like made me feel like I'm doing something wrong. I'm like not paying attention.
Oh my gosh.
Or you'd like want to know, or like any little thing, like I'll call him back, tell him I'll call him. And I'm like, it's okay. One thing that I remember is so you were always so complimentary. Like I would answer a call and, oh, hi, Mr. Smith. Nice talking to you, whatever. And you from your office, like, great job, Jess. That was great. It was awesome. And I was like,
who is this
is he
guy?
messing with me? Like, is he like being sarcastic? Like, is he being a
I hear
smart
ya.
aleck? Like, I
hear
like wasn't
No, I
used
hear
to
ya.
that kind of like
Yeah. Management or
praise
whatever. Yeah,
almost, because I came from a corporate world.
totally.
And so I was just like, did I mess up? Like I almost like took it like opposite, but that's just how
crazy.
you are.
So then we would manage everything. We would follow every client
Yeah.
because there was just the 2 of us, right?
It was just the 2 of us. So I was answering the phones, doing the
Oh
schedule,
my God.
doing the seminars, and you would do a lot of the paperwork.
I did my
Brian's
own
team-
paper. Oh, they would help us. They would do
Brian's
some of the
team would like
paperwork.
submit it.
But they didn't do a lot of the paperwork, though. I mean, they would submit it. They knew how
They
to
wouldn't
submit
like fill it out. Like you had to fill it out. And so then I started figuring out like, oh, okay, well, like once it's done, like where does it go? How does that? Because, you know, at certain times of the year, end of the year, there's like, or there's deadlines. And of course, yours isn't going to get priority.
No,
right.
it's
And so
not.
I started figuring that out and I'm like, okay, well, where does it go? And so how would you submit it? And so then I just started little by little taking piece by piece. We would sit in your office for hours and prep paperwork for clients that were coming in. I mean, like 2 hours and pace back and forth. And I'm writing and
Yeah, because we had to do it all by hand.
yeah. There was they wouldn't take DocuSign.
No, they wouldn't do DocuSign. Everything had to be filled out. I can't. And but we were successful. We did a lot of business.
Yeah, we did. We did well. We used to track it on a little whiteboard.
We had that whiteboard.
A little whiteboard, and we could see everything there.
That whiteboard now would have like a day's business in it. Oh man! But
I couldn't even fit the day's meetings.
I would
on that
literally
whiteboard,
track everybody in my mind where we're at with this client, where we're at that client.
And you liked being able to see it, so I had like a little like desk organizer for the folders, so you could like see who was moving. And I mean, now it's just way too much.
So then, when did we? Was it Obrepsky?
It was Caroline.
So when did Caroline?
Well, there was someone before her.
Gina.
Gina was before me, and then Cassie, and it was me.
Oh, that's right. So Cassie had the husband that was at the Naval Academy.
Yep. And she gave
wanted
she
75
gave you
kids.
Yeah, and she gave you, and she's got 6.
Yeah, she was great.
But she gave you notice, and that's when you called me. And so Cassie and I was lucky enough that we got to work together for 6 months before she left.
So Cassie was there doing her thing. Mm-hmm. She left. Then we had Caroline right away.
No, it was we had someone else in between, but it was about 2 years probably, because we had someone else for a year, and then Caroline came in, and that really let me focus on the processing side of things, and Caroline could
focus
really focus on the marketing
that's
side
what
of
really
things.
Elevated us.
Yes, that was our first big
and that would have been 2016.
17.
You think it was 17?
Yes.
And so even then, though, we were still among the largest at whatever firm that would have been with.
Summit.
Mm-hmm. What was that guy? What was the compliance officer's name? Short guy.
Oh, I loved him.
I can't think of his name. He was a great guy. Shout out to that guy. It wasn't Steve. It was
Tyson.
Steve. It was Steve Tyson. Yes, it was. He was great. Shout out to Steve Tyson.
We loved Lorraine.
Lorraine loved us too. So yeah, you really saw us go from a startup business to a your startup, and then you kind of amp up. You get to a place where not a real business, but kind of almost a real business. And then Caroline, I think, helped us put focus on different things. Business would continue to go up. And then probably 2020, I think, was when we really, with COVID, elevated.
Yeah.
We worked during COVID.
Yep.
Half the team would be at home. Half the team would be in the office.
Yep.
And that really, I think, elevated us. And then moving into the new building here.
Yeah.
Took us to, well, gosh, we almost have $1 billion. I remember thinking if we could get
to
20 million. So, I mean, it's just been
and we were like 2 kids, like, oh, 20
I know.
million,
So if we could do 20 million,
there.
and we thinking we'll never get there.
I knew we would.
Yeah, I did too. But we always had a good work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
We always kept your side of the street on your side of the street. I think I've always been good at that, is leaving you be autonomous. I mean, yes, I would hover, but not like
well, you were
micromanage.
Involved.
Yes, but not micromanage.
No, never.
Yeah. So it started with 2 or 3 of us. Then we now have how many?
14
people. You have done just about every role you could possibly do. Mm-hmm. You've been in the industry longer than a lot of very successful other advisors, other colleagues.
Yeah.
When people ask you what you do, what do you say?
So I used to say I'm a glorified paper pusher.
Yeah.
I mean, I do paperwork all day, every day, but I open the accounts and I make sure that your money is moving, and it's moving in a efficient way. It's moving the way that it's supposed to. It's accurately,
Timely.
and also that you know what's happening with your money, right? Because you've worked really hard to save this your whole life.
Right.
And when it's kind of up in the air and you used to know where it was, but now you don't know where it is, making sure that there's comfort there,
Yeah.
knowing that things are changing. Some people are happy and they're like, you got it, it's fine. Other people are more nervous, which is also normal.
Understandable. What would you say we are as a firm, or me as, what do you say we're good at? What do we do really well?
Aside from managing money, because I do think that we're really good at that, I think that we're really good at nurturing relationships.
Yeah.
And I think that that is what differentiates us from a lot of other people in the industry. And I think that we're lucky enough that we have been able to organically build a team that all prioritize and value that as well.
Yeah.
And making sure that our culture within the building, within the staff, fits the culture of the business and fits the experience that we want our clients to have.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's what's really important, and I think that's why our clients love us and why we're successful.
Culture's been something that both of us have tried to foster. I think you have instilled a firm first, going back to day one, whether it be people wanting time off, or whether it be processing things firm first.
Yeah.
We can't help anybody if we don't exist.
Correct.
And so that I think I appreciate the most. But how do you balance firm responsibilities, family responsibilities?
Well, it's not easy. And over the last 10 years, I'd say there's times where home kind of pulled me more, and there's been times where the business kind of pulled me more.
Yeah.
But I also think that being able to come to work and do something that I love and that I'm passionate about, and that I can see what we do come to fruition with a team that I enjoy, it really does fill a piece of me that I don't have at home. And so it is challenging at times. I mean, being a working mom, stay at home mom was never for me, and that was challenging. But so is being a working mom.
Yeah.
But just also having an employer
Yeah.
that understands that,
Fosters
appreciates it, respects it, but also expects you to do your best to balance it as well.
Yeah.
And I think that mutual respect for each other is what has made it so easy to do. But it isn't always easy, for sure.
I think the toughest time we had was the change of broker dealer.
Yeah.
So when was that? 2020?
2021.
21. So
no. 2023. We moved in here in 2021, and then we switched in 2023.
That was 22 October.
Yeah,
so
only
yeah,
2 years.
That's crazy. It seems like longer than that.
I
So
know.
when you change broker dealers, so in our industry, you are required to have a broker dealer. The broker dealer for us at present is Madison. They're merging with AE Wealth, which is a whole other podcast we could do, but the broker dealer does compliance. They do back office support. They do a lot of things. And when you want to change a broker dealer, gosh, there is so much paperwork. Every single client, every single account that they have, all has to transfer over.
Yeah.
You took the responsibility of leading that entire thing, and part of why I think people love me is I'm loyal. So it was a very difficult decision.
Yeah, it was. That was
and
tough.
I wavered back and forth on it for quite some time, and it was the here we are 2 years later. It was definitely the right decision. I have a hard time thinking that I had such a hard time with it.
Yeah.
But still, because relationships are important to me, those relationships are built on loyalty and several other things, and so that was tough for me.
Yeah.
But that was probably a low point, but we got through it. I think we did it. The way we did it was great too. The process we set up was great.
It was awesome.
I didn't even feel like I did anything.
You didn't. And like on purpose, right?
I don't think I
Because
did anything.
it really needed to be so structured and strategic, and structure is, you are better in a space where you can kind of just go and be.
Yeah.
And when it's like structured and stringent,
That's not strength for me.
that's not your strength. And so I think that we purposefully planned it in a time when you were going to be away.
That's right.
And I think that you came for maybe one of the days.
I don't even know. I don't think I did for that.
But it just...
At Chartwell?
Yeah.
I
And
don't
I
even
think that
know.
you maybe came to the office. Like, I think we signed here a couple
Did we?
days, and then we signed at Chartwell several days. And I think you were here for one of them, but it really let us, like, put our noses down and just grind through it. I mean, I think that we met with 400 families in a week.
I think that decision, though, really took us from... That was the end of our startup.
Yeah.
Into our, current mode. We have places we want to go, but that's the line of demarcation between everything that came before was startup.
Yeah.
Everything after is, the next phase.
Yeah, for sure.
And you totally led that. And that was a lot of hours away from home.
Yeah, it was.
But I think it's been worth it, and it's good for somebody's career as a back office specialist, if you will, to go through that.
Yeah.
You got to see that.
Yeah.
You got to experience that. We heard from our former firm they changed broker dealers, and you hear how bad it is, but you really
never
don't know until you actually go through it. And so we picked up some positives from there, but I think what's great is in the beginning it was you and I against the world trying to build this thing, and then that line, now it's been, how can we hire good people? And so it's not just relying upon the two of us.
Yeah.
And that's been exciting seeing, Lily and Alyssa Obrepsky go from where she started to where she is.
Yeah. And growth isn't always comfortable.
No,
it usually never is.
Yeah.
But being able to look back and know that we grew in a way that was organic, it wasn't forced.
Yeah, totally.
It wasn't, our clients didn't feel like it kind of just over time progressed, and it wasn't a line in the sand to them, even though we can see a line in the sand of when it changed for us. But I mean, there were some tough times in there, but I think that we can both look back and be proud of what we've done and how we got here.
Man. We're among the top, certainly in our area, but in the industry as a whole. I mean, Lily went to a training and Andrew went to a training last week, and there was a group of people talking, and they didn't realize that Lily was a part of our firm, and the gentleman was asking, like, okay, how do I go learn from Jason LaBarge, and how do I go get his seminars? And she was sitting right there. He didn't know that she was a part of the team, and it was that's just so cool to hear that our reputation is not just strong locally, but within the industry. And I just think we just go to work every day. We're not trying to be anybody.
No, there's not this big, huge thing. I mean,
we're not hitting goal. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, we're not like, oh, we're going to go conquer. I don't know. We just go to work every day. And I think that's what we find, the right people who have that same kind of mind state of work hard.
Yeah. And like going back to culture, like there are characteristics, right, of staff that you can look for in interviews, but like you can't teach or require loyalty.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You can't
or the
teach
passion.
or require teamwork. You have really strong family values. Myself and my husband are both lucky enough to come from big families, and so I feel like that like family feel is,
and it's natural. It's not faked.
Yeah,
you can't fake it.
No.
You can try to fake it. I mean, even thinking of the Christmas party when you were there at the first one, how many do you think we had there? Do we have 100?
Maybe 80 people.
75 people.
And I had no clue what to do. I was like, can I take your coat?
I know. Gosh, remember those carolers too?
That was so great. From Bates Middle.
Was it Bates? I guess Bates. I never knew who it was.
Yeah.
So we had the event at the Maryland Inn, downtown Annapolis. And
they were better than the band we hired.
They were way better. Band was terrible. How do we even find the band? I probably Google them. God, these carolers, these eighth grade or these middle schoolers or whatever they were, elementary, as the guests were coming into the venue, they were singing, and it was so perfect that our guests, our clients thought it was like we planned it.
And we tried to coordinate it the next year, and it like they
Didn't work.
couldn't. The school couldn't require it. It just happened to be.
God, it was
And I
like the
think we did
stars
it
aligned.
on what's the downtown shopping Midnight Madness.
Midnight Madness. Lacey went last week. Anna went last week. So
Yeah.
it was Midnight Madness because we were like, are we going to have enough content to keep these people entertained?
Yeah.
So let's have hot chocolate, a band, dinner, and then they can go shopping.
Yeah.
So we had 75, 80 people that first night. Were last week or whenever our last one was, we had 420. So to see that growth has been exciting. It's been humbling. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't expect it. Like I knew we were going to be successful, but man, I don't know if I thought $1 billion.
I didn't think that, and to come as far as we have, but it doesn't feel very different than it was just me and you.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's clearly bigger, right? And there's a lot more clients, but I don't look back and feel like there was this big switch.
God, I would listen to you on the phone. I'd be like, that was great.
And I was like, wait, is he like serious? Is he being sarcastic?
What was the one? I'm doing great. And I'm doing good.
And good is like nails on a chalkboard. And you pulled me in and you were like, it's never good. It's always well. And I was like, okay.
And ever since then, I'm doing well. But yeah, you would. And that when there's certain nitpicks that drive me crazy, and that's one of them. I'm doing good. Like I'm like, Jessie, you're smarter than that. Like I'm not even trying to say,
Yeah.
But other than that,
but that's always stuck with me too.
Me too. It's always stuck with me. And the fact that clients have become used to you, because a lot of those clients we've had for 10 years.
Yeah, a lot. I can look through the list of clients and tell you who was here before me.
I can.
Like that's a line in the sand to me, and I can tell you every single one that was here before me.
That's awesome. Yeah, we've it's been a good run, and I'm excited to really see where we go moving forward, because my vision was always, one-stop shop, and to have the attorney, the CPA, the investment management, and you've always been one to. I've always been, hey, I've got an idea. Hey, I've got an idea. Hey, I've got an idea. And you, especially back in the day, more so now maybe, you were always one to be like, hey, did we think about this? Did we think about that? And sometimes I'd be like, oh, just
do it.
Just don't worry about it.
We're gonna do it. Yeah.
And I think we've balanced well, because there's been things that we kept pushing on. You were maybe naysaying. I kept pushing on. That's been successful. There's been things that I wanted to push, you naysay, and I'm glad that we didn't.
Yeah.
Right? So there's been just as many, not that you were right or I was right necessarily, but there's been just as many times that I'm glad we pushed through, that I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we balance each other well, and we respect each other because we operate totally differently, where I'm much more operational and procedural.
Yes, which
and
I'm not.
Okay, how do we implement this?
Right.
And you're the dreamer.
So you couldn't do what I do every day.
No.
See, I couldn't do what you do every day.
I wouldn't want to be the one making the decisions for someone else's money.
Yeah, why is
I tried to do sales at Verizon.
Did you?
And so when you go from the customer service side to the store side, you switching channels, and you have to do that for a year. They waived the last 3 months. They were like, just send her back.
So you have to do that?
You have to stay for a year.
When you do it, you have to do it for a year.
Channels, you have to commit to a year. And they waived
9
my
months,
last
and they're
3
like,
months. Just send her back. Just send her back.
I thought you'd be great at it, no?
No, I'm much more, I would explain away the sale. They're like, you got a yes, it's fine. And I'm like, but I've been on the other side of the phone call where they didn't know about this or that. And so that is, I like when people feel comfortable, and I like when people feel like warm and fuzzy, which is why
that's why customer service
at a certain
works.
point you were like, you could be an advisor, and you painted this whole picture, and I'm like, no, thank you. You could get a license and you can have these conversations, and I'm like, no, thank you. That's just not where my strong suit
But
is.
in customer service, though, that's where you want to have the warm and fuzzy, hang them up happy, and that suits you. But do you miss the days where you were doing multiple things in a day, whether it be HR or customer service or new business processing? Do you miss those days where you were doing 100 things in a day, or do you more now where you're focused?
I like being able to focus. The one thing I would say I miss is planning the parties. I don't miss doing the seminars really, but like planning like the holiday party or
God,
the
you did that too?
picnic. Yeah, I did 4 holiday parties, I think.
Wow.
A few picnics.
All at
2
Maryland?
at Maryland Inn and 2 at Chartwell.
You planned 2 at Chartwell?
Mhm.
Wow. How many people do we have there? 150?
Maybe. Yeah, we had the poker night with the tables, like the actual tables. We had 2 poker nights.
The first poker
The
night was
first
way
one
better
was
than
really
the second.
good.
the
Yeah.
first- I couldn't even tell you why it was better than the second one, but the first one was better.
It was more of a vibe of this year where it was like come and mingle and not
Yeah.
like a come and sit. We didn't have a seated dinner. There was appetizers. There was
So this was maybe the
walking
second
up-
year that we didn't have a seated dinner.
Yeah.
in.
hmm
I thought it went well.
It was great.
And then we had the picnic at the ocean,
Yeah,
at
at
the,
Sandy Point.
Sandy Point.
Yeah.
I do remember you doing that one. And then the one where we had to get fans.
Yeah, so
Remember,
I
we had to
wasn't there
get
for that one. That was
fans.
Caroline's first one, and it was like a heat wave.
We actually called clients. We're like, we're gonna cancel this.
Uh-huh.
What are you
Like
are you still gonna show
industrial
up?
sized fans.
We had to order 4 industrial sized fans. Where was that at? Was that
That was
Sandy
at Sandy
Point
Point.
too?
That was the last year we did it there, I think. Maybe
Or
we
we
did
know we
one
moved
more
it.
year.
We
We
moved
moved it
it.
closer to the water,
We moved it
where
yeah.
we could have 2 pavilions.
Yeah, so we do 2 big events a year at the farm. We do a holiday party at the end of the year, and then we do a picnic mid-year. And we love both of those events. The Christmas party just took place, which was fantastic. I think we'll continue to do it at Chartwell. I love it there. They love us being there. I love the fact that we get to rent the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the picnic, Kurt's Beach. We'll continue to do it there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great
and
there.
So you missed doing the parties,
Yeah.
but you enjoy. But you do a lot of projects too. So like you're
Yeah.
torn in several directions.
Yes. I mean, and it's
And that
constantly
keeps it
balancing.
fresh, or you don't like that?
I mean, it keeps it exciting, right? Like, who likes redundancy? And I mean, I certainly don't. I have always been one where I enjoy being challenged. And so I'm one that always pushes myself to do more, to learn more, to try more. And the projects is a way where I can continue to be involved in our growth,
Yeah.
whether it's planning for it, whether it's implementing it. But I do like there was a few years there where I wasn't as involved in the clients onboarding. And so
Right.
there's a good bit of clients that I can't see them at the Christmas party and say,
Know
hi,
who
Mr.
exactly
and
who
Mrs.
they are.
Smith.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that I can,
Totally.
but there's a good bit that I can't. So I am glad that I'm more involved in that process again. So I can be more familiar
How
with the
about
faces.
how about being the bulldog? There's been a couple times. Whew, there were some times we had to.
Sometimes you just got to push where
I
someone
wouldn't
doesn't want
want.
pushing.
That's not a strong suit of mine. And so, God, that time I went walking. We had to let somebody go, and I exited stage left, and that kid just would not leave.
He
would
wouldn't.
He wouldn't leave.
He wouldn't leave, and we eventually had to say, like, if Jason wanted to sit
Yeah.
and have a conversation
Oh,
with you,
man.
he'd be here.
So that was tough. So
And
that was a low point, but that was maybe a low point for the firm, but I think it was a highlight for you for showing that, hey, you can get through
Yeah.
difficult times.
Yeah.
Because you've seen several team iterations. People come, people go, people
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
But I think right now is the best team we've ever had.
Ever had, and we have so many strong people, and sometimes when you have too many strong people, there's clashing, but
Yeah.
we have strong people with different strong suits
Yeah.
that can really focus on the different
they do.
pieces of
Yeah.
the business, and not have someone feel so pulled between where when I was doing the phones and the calendar and the
Totally.
seminars and the paperwork to
And
try
the
to figure
events.
out,
What to
which one do
prioritize.
I do first.
Yeah.
And so having teams and people with specialties that can focus on the different things so that everything is getting the attention that it needs is really
Well, I
been a
think
positive.
the biggest development for you has been the ability to delegate. You always were like, it's just faster if I do it. I'll just do it.
Yes.
Like it's just easier if
Just
I
let me
do
do
it.
it.
I don't need to.
Just let me do
Yeah.
it.
And so having, because Katie Vay's great. And so giving her autonomy,
Yeah.
go do your thing.
Couldn't do it without her.
If there's areas that you can step in to help, then you will, but she needs, to learn certain things that, hey, she can do that.
Yeah.
She doesn't need you to do it. And so that's been where before or historically, and that comes with anybody's development, just instead of just taking it and understanding, yes, it's probably quicker. It might get done more accurately, but in the big picture, in the strength of the firm moving forward, she needs to do that.
Teach them to fish so they can feed themselves.
Yes. And so I think that the past 10 years have been super exciting to go from two people in a other person's firm, operating our own entity inside of, to get to where we got to the office, where we've got darn near $1 billion in assets under management. Couldn't have done it without you.
Same.
Look forward to the next 10 years.
Me too.
Thank you for coming on today. I know
Thanks for having me.
You did great.
Thank you.
So that's our episode today for Financial Speaking with Jason LaBarge. Hopefully you found it valuable. I know I did. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, guys.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business LaBarge Financial, LLC. LaBarge Financial, LLC is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by LaBarge Financial, LLC are not subject to investment advisor or broker-dealer requirements. Securities offered only by duly registered individuals through Madison Avenue Securities, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. AEWM and MAS are not affiliated companies of LaBarge Financial. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. LaBarge Financial is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by LaBarge Financial.